This is Blake Turner from the Demented One channel. If your statue of Baphomet should become a registered sex offender, you might not be a Satanist. If the only part of a football game you attend is the opening prayer so you can protest it, you might not be a Satanist. If Planned Parenthood is a place you go to cry over spilled milk, you might not be a Satanist. If the only satanic book you've read happens to be a coloring book, guess what? You might not be a Satanist. But if you listen to the Devil You Know podcast, then there's still hope.
Cunty, cunty, cunt.
What the fuck?
I had to start that way. That was for our guests. You'll see.
Cunty,
You'll see,
cunt.
folks. Cunty, cunt.
I'm going to put that to music. Cunty, cunty, cunt. Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe that could be our new theme song. Cunty, cunty, cunt. It's the devil you know.
The devil you know. Yeah. It's awesome.
What's happening,
Catchy.
John?
Not much, man. Just doing my thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. How about you?
Man, I had a good day. Enjoyed the beach today. Had my my guitar player from Thorn Fetish. Actually, he's down for the week and well, the other side, but he came over here for the day to hang out. So yeah, we had a good day. So
Cool.
good things. And I don't know if you saw this. So I'm sure you did. But I actually I got to tattoo our good friend and contributed to the show, Gyps Fulvus this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great time.
I was so bummed. We have new car problems after getting a brand new engine, so I couldn't go. All the shows that they played were a minimum of 2 hours away in each direction. So
You
with
missed
the car trouble. I couldn't go. I wanted to go see it so bad. I have my my little handheld recorder. I was gonna go interview the whole band. And couldn't do it. So.
What about Jared couldn't swing by and pick you up?
His wife just had surgery, man. So yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
But she's good now. They're all good. She's recovering. But he had to be a good husband and take care of her. So, but I got to spend time with Gyps, and it was a good time, man. Hang out
How
with
was
him
he?
for a couple of hours.
How'd he sit? Was he crying like a bitch or no?
No, he sat like a stone, man. Like you wouldn't have even know. We just talked about other things the whole time. He never even flinched. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time. So.
Cool, man. All right.
But yeah, we got things to talk about. We got messages here and there.
Yeah. There's a cool letter here. I don't know. I don't know a cool letter, but we did get a letter.
Check it out.
Yeah. Her name's Emily Lucille, and the only reason why I'm reading it is because she said that she's 18. Dear Dorian and John, my name is Emily Lucille, and I'm a young 18 Satanist that is stuck in the Bible Belt, South Arkansas. I've known good. Trust me, I'm not speaking like this. I'm reading what she's writing. I've known good and well I was a Satanist since the age of 12, 13. Lately here, I've had large groups of people come to me and ask me to teach them and mentor them in Satanism, help them out of the stupid, massive amount of Christian churches here. I'm afraid that if I do, it's going to end up as this crazy-ass southern cult of people who think they worship the devil and all that. I certainly don't know enough to give these people all their answers, and I've never met another Satanist in the flesh. So I'm totally lost as to who to ask and what to do. You two may be the wrong people to go to. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah, but it's a start, I think. I hope
you guys might be assholes, but I'm going to ask anyway.
It's awesome. I hope you can give me some advice or lead me to whomever I can have a conversation with. Thank you, and have a kick-ass day.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool.
Well, you know what?
What do you think?
The first thing that comes to mind, you said, she's 18, right? I mean, I guess when you're our age and you've got daughters who are teenagers and around that age, and you look at them and you go, yeah, I remember the passion that you had for what you do. So the ambition is nice,
Yeah.
But like I get it. Like I get you're passionate about this. You figured out what you are, and so you're like, yeah, I want to go do this. I want to help people, whatever. Don't.
Yeah.
just mentoring, no, because that's not what this is about. I mean, if you can't, I always say, if you can't find your own way to Satanism, you don't belong.
Right.
It's one thing to educate, like be prepared to educate if somebody says, hey, tell me about this. If you're open about it, it's one thing to tell people, to explain it to people when they want to know. It's another thing to say, to try and mentor. And like you said, you are definitely going to end up getting some weird cult vibe going on.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be following you. They should be following themselves. And it's one thing if they need to ask a question to somebody, like, I don't quite get this, but yeah.
Here's my take on it. She said it herself when she said, I certainly don't know enough to give these people all their answers. That's the cream of the crop part of the whole letter right there.
Yep.
Satanism demands study, not worship.
Yep.
And you said you're young, 18, which me personally, I don't really listen or take advice from anybody that's either younger or less successful than myself. It's hard to take you seriously. So the only way for anyone to take you seriously if they're talking about a subject like Satanism is for you to know what you're talking about. And the only way to do that is to study. So I guess my advice anyway would be to relax. Don't worry about getting out there and teaching anyone or mentoring anyone. It's like Dorian said, it's not what it's about. Read, study, learn it and live it and love it and show it in your own actions, and the fruits of your labor will give them enough to know that, hey, this thing's not what I thought it was. And if they really want to know later on in life or something, then you let them know. But right now, since you are young and you admitted to not knowing enough, make sure you know enough before you go out there and do it.
And I do think that's something that people will, if you prove yourself successful in your own life, people will ask you, hey, what's your deal? They'll want to know about you and why you do what you do. If you don't have anything to offer as far as, a success in your own life, how can you give advice to somebody else's life?
Yeah, exactly. So. But Emily, thank you so much for the letter. We love receiving these things. So hopefully we answered your questions.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Definitely write back and let us know if we did or not.
Yeah. They're saying, no, you guys total assholes.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I knew going to you with the wrongs was the wrong thing. No. That's funny. But, it's cool getting these messages that we do and all the letters that we get. We had a friend recently that got something not so nice.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, as you guys know, was it last episode we had Blake on here? Blake Turner.
On
here.
Text
and
demented one.
Of course, we slammed a little bit of the TST guys, and one of them sent him a message. I'm gonna read it here to you. This is the message and Blake actually posted this on Facebook, but it says, Blake, I just listened to your interview on the Church of Satan podcast called The Devil You Know. Thanks for that, buddy. Woo! I must say, you are a dumbass for saying the TST is not real Satanism. I would even go as far and say the Church of LaVey's are dead. We've already said you were going to say that. You all don't do nothing.
Wait a minute, is that like a quadruple negative?
Yeah, you all don't do nothing except do interviews.
Too much, none, neither.
And say how other Satanists are not real Satanists, or how other groups are not real Satanists. I've seen some of your videos on YouTube, and you must have some kind of deal with organizations, leaders, to be interviewing all members. LOL. Okay. I'm glad you are not a part of TST because we have real problems to solve in America. So you deserve to be part of the Church of Satan or LaVey's, whatever you want to call it.
Spartacus over there. Yeah.
Keep doing your videos and kissing ass, and we will keep making change. Haha. By the way.
Yeah, because he's the cashier. He'll be making change all right.
If you ever want to hear a real satanic podcast. Listen to How to Polish Butt Plugs with Only Your Mouth by the TST.
Look, Ma, no hands. Yeah.
And then it ends with a smiley face.
I'm glad you didn't say the actual name of the podcast.
I'm not giving him any kind of credit.
Fuck him.
So this is hilarious to me because, I mean, number one, the guy listens to our podcast and to thanks for listening, by the way, and to Blake's, and I don't even know who the fuck this guy is, much less he gave a
Nobody
name that was for some other podcast, and everybody went, who? Like as if we don't search, every now and then, hey, what's going on? And if we type in Satanism, if it was worthwhile, we would know. We don't know your name. We don't care.
Stop, you're hurting his feelings.
It's just you all don't do nothing. And
y'all don't do nothing.
I mean, it's like the same argument over and over again. And first of all, like, seriously, like, you really think you're changing the world? Are you planting flowers along the way, princess? I mean, what the hell do you're really delusional to think that your little group is making a difference out there. You're doing nothing, number one, by just being loud and shouting stuff. That's just what kids do.
Fodder.
But it's so funny. But and of course it's just the same argument, like your church is dead. Y'all don't do nothing except do interviews.
Every time I hear that,
it's like the interview is always to people who are doing stuff. Like
he listens. He should probably get it by now. But you know how hard it is to get something to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't do nothing. It just what they mean is we don't do nothing for you.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the biggest issue that I have with all this is that you got these people. They're kind of they're people who need to belong to something, and they can't accomplish anything on their own. So they go to this organization so that they can feel a part of something because they can't do it on their own. They can feel like they're a part of something and they go chant stuff. Whereas what Satanism is one man does something or woman does something on their own and they accomplish it by themselves and they give their best and they are successful and they look over at somebody else who is successful and they nod and say, I like what you're doing. And the other person says, I like what you're doing too. That's what we are, I mean, it's a mutual admiration society.
Yeah, Satanism is about I am, and these organizations like the TST, they're all about we are.
Yeah,
which is not satanic.
We are the children.
Jesus loves the little children.
So yeah, I love that. I love that, like you said, that we're in their mouth.
We're in his mouth.
Yeah. They're thinking about us, talking about us, watching us.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It'd be nice if you and all along they're watching us, but saying we're not doing anything. Like you're doing less. You're watching us.
Oh, let's start the show.
All right.
Now you're drunk.
You're literally taking a tub of chocolate ice cream, filling it up with vanilla, and calling it a chocolate ice cream. What? It's not chocolate anymore. You've literally changed it to vanilla.
Hey, this is Island Bob Man speaking on behalf of I Satan this way. Listen, you are so ugly, man. Put on this sigil of Baphomet. Look at you now. You're so sexy now, man. Here, give it back. That one is mine, boy. I say give it back, or am I gonna cut you no way? You want your own, then go to iSatanist.com and get your own, man. They got everything you need. They got sterling silver pendants, rings and medallions too. They got an LED wall plaque for your man that you can customize for your sexy self. Whatever you need, they got that, boy. Hear me now, iSatanis.com, and say it with me now, iSatanis.com, the highest embodiment of satanic products, man. Go there now and get sexy.
The Law of Gyps.
Law number 16. When in doubt, increase your clout, even if it means you have to sit one out. If you have nothing to offer, nothing to show, no financial backing, especially in cases of business-related ventures, then never complain when people tell you that you're not qualified or suited for that venture. Granted, you may beat the odds with enough tact, patience, diligence, and fortitude. However, to increase your options, expand your horizons, and widen your opportunities at a more rapid pace, you have to get your act together first and attempt to get out there after you've saved enough money to get to where you need to go. There's an old mantra to live by called money talks and bullshit walks. Hail Satan!
Okay, so it's episode 35, and we gotta get back to having some of the lovely ladies of COS in here, John.
Show you right. What are you laughing at? What's funny?
You're hilarious.
Well, looks aren't everything. You know who we've got with us today?
The Queen of the Universe?
That's exactly right, but some people might know her as Magistra Ruth Waytz, everyone. How you doing?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, I guess.
We're excited to have you here. We're giddy.
Thank you. Oh, well, I appreciate you recognizing my status as Queen of the Universe. That's a good start.
That's why we don't have a video function operating right now, so you can't see blushing.
Oh, that's sweet.
Actually, you can't look upon her with human eyes or you'll die.
No, you'll just turn to stone. It's not necessarily death.
Well, how's life on the West Coast?
Life on the West Coast is beautiful. It's lovely. It's been a little warm here, which is kind of trying, but
yeah, you want to know what her little warm means?
Yeah, it's 73.
Yeah. Anyway.
You poor thing. I went to the beach today. I went and stuck my feet in the ocean because it was a little warm. So
I was laying in the ocean actually today for about 3 hours. Because the water here is not cold like it is there.
Yeah, you have a different ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is a little.
I do miss hanging out there though. It LA life
groovy.
is definitely pretty. Yeah.
I was hanging in the AC, if that matters.
You were the where?
I was hanging in the AC. That's about it.
Well, it's 190 degrees there, right?
Something like that, yeah.
My house, the whole state on fire.
Your eyeballs are boiling.
My shoes melted. It's crazy.
Excellent. Yeah. Can you actually fry an egg on the pavement? Is that possible?
You can fry a soul out here.
If anyone had such a thing.
That's right.
We'd be in charge of that, right?
Oh my God! When I was at the beach today, there was somebody standing. I could hear the word of God coming at me from like a bullhorn, like a speaker, and it was, embrace Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and it was this sermon going on and on. And I'm looking around, thinking, where the hell is this coming from? Are you going to heaven or are you going to hell? You have two choices, and all this business about believing and not believing, and blah, blah, blah. And I cannot find the source of this irritation. And I'm just like walking, and so I'm like, okay, I'm on a mission now. I'm gonna find the dude with the bullhorn, and I'm walking, and I cross the street, and I'm going towards the sound, and there's nothing. Finally, I get across the street, and I'm 2 feet away from this tiny little Asian woman, and you can see that I'm gesturing with my fingers. This teeny weeny little Asian woman with a speaker broadcasting some dude's sermon. How fucking can I swear?
God.
Can we curse?
Oh
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
We're adults.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
How fucking lazy do you have to be that you have to have this? It's like she's got this fucking jawbone, and she's broadcasting dude man's thing, and it was just, I just started laughing.
Maybe
I
she
certainly
thinks
wasn't gonna,
maybe she doesn't speak English, and she thinks that it's like a recipe for noodle soup or something.
I don't know. I was going to say probably, but let's not be racist.
No.
Dorian, racist? No way.
No.
Racist.
But it was the funniest thing in the world. This teeny weeny one. I was right on top of her before I saw the speaker in her hand, and I was, man, you talk about phoning it in. What the lamest of the lame. And I just started laughing. I mean, not that I would have gotten in Bullhorn Guy's face, because I just couldn't care less about that, but I just wanted to see the source of this. I mean, that's got to be illegal, right? I mean, they're disturbing the peace.
Be.
Yeah,
what time? Well, I don't know what time of day was this.
3 in the afternoon, 3:30, something like that.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Santa Monica,
I think it's 10 o'clock around here. Then you gotta.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to shut up at 10, but yeah, I guess maybe she's got to go home at 10 or when her batteries run down. But I love that whoever Dude Man is, he can't even be bothered to go out there and preach it live.
No.
He's just going to send his minions, send his drones out.
Is that the vibe that you got from it? That he actually sends people out to play this recording?
Well, where else did it come from?
Well, obviously, I know that there's plenty of televangelists out there doing shows and stuff that maybe this woman decided on her own. This one really speaks to me. I'm going to play it for everyone to hear.
She could have done that, recorded it down. She didn't look terribly tech savvy to me. She was a little wrinkled old lady. But you never know. You never know. She could have been a robot. She could have been a product of the Tyrell Corporation, for all we know.
We should swap out her recording for this podcast. That would be great.
Oh, I would love to. That
would be hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, it was going on and on.
At least they didn't give her a bomb.
No, not that I know of. I got the hell out of there. Yeah. I got the hell out of there. Came home because I have a new bicycle that I have to ride. So.
Yay!
I'm totally Pee Wee Herman.
My bike!
I asked Peggy I said, can I get a rear view mirror? How do people see behind them? So she said, what are you, Pee Wee?
I have one.
Yeah.
I have a little one that it straps onto the handle.
You have a Pee Wee?
So you can see what's the mirror. So
That's
you can see
podcast.
parts coming up behind you.
Okay, I need that. Okay, so I'm not just making this up. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want a big giant one like Pee Wee's. That's a different.
Yeah, I do.
Well, maybe you do.
I
they do have them. I'm sure you could get a basket and,
Yeah, I need a basket. Yeah.
Nitrous oxide tanks on the side, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah, nitrous is for something else.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's why I sent a picture of it to Peggy, and I said, now all I need is 50 feet of chain.
That's more like a 200 feet. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, 200. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, so Pee Wee. I love Pee Wee. So anyway, what are we supposed to be talking about?
I don't know. Anything we want.
Talking about you.
Oh, well, my favorite subject.
Let's talk about Ruth, baby.
Yay.
Ouch. Okay.
What do you want to know?
Let's talk about the 50th.
Okay. Cool. It was groovy, right?
You were there.
Yeah.
I know, but I loved it so much. Let's keep talking about it while we can.
What do you mean while we can? Is there a moratorium? I mean, is there a limit?
No, I mean, like, now that we can, I meant to say.
Oh, totally. Now that we can. Yes, I kept the secret. And
You did.
in fact, I did. I issued a few spankings to people for discussing the 50th.
Nice.
But yeah, which I kind of like doing, I have to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't remember seeing the memo that we could get spankings. I mean,
yeah, I would have talked about it then.
See, there you go. No, you saw the memo that said we don't talk about Fight Club, and so we don't talk about Fight Club. And so, fortunately, I traveled to New York to see Peter and Peggy pretty often, so it wasn't a big eyebrow raiser for me when, hey, what are you doing? You take vacation time off work, or you tell friends you need to have somebody come in and feed your cats. Well, where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, I can't tell you. So I didn't really have. I just said that I was going to New York and see my friends. Oh, okay, great. The end. But then afterwards, it was pretty funny because my friends who are not in the church had, which I refer to consistently as my church group, because it always makes me laugh.
Absolutely.
So people outside my church group just knew that I went to go visit Peter and Peggy. But then after the word kind of started trickling out, oh yeah, wasn't it the 50th anniversary of your church group? And so that I would get these cryptic phone calls. I would get hey, were you out there? Is that why you went out there? And I'm like, yeah. But no, it was great, and I still I always believe that the best thing you can do, you can never go back and say less. You can always go back and say more, but you can never go back and say less. So I say as few words as possible about things like that, because I really like to leave that up to people's imaginations. Oh yeah. A lot of times, we've got the camp of people who say, well, Church of Satan doesn't do anything. Well, fuck them. Because it doesn't matter what we say or what we do. First of all, my job on earth is not to please these idiots. And there's one other of the Ruth sayings is, there's just no pleasing the people there's no pleasing. So
yeah, you're right.
So I pretty much don't even acknowledge them. But I was really happy to be a part of that, and we know what happened, and I don't really like to share a lot of the details. So yeah, I mean, plenty of it got out and is out, and I would definitely. I'm hoping. I brought my phone, but I did not take. I think I took like 3 pictures the whole time I was there. Yeah. So, because when you go and you travel, and this is anywhere you go, either you take pictures or you have the experience. Right. I just wanted to be completely immersed in the experience.
Yeah, that's how I am. I forget to take pictures. I'm just having a good time.
Yeah. I don't forget to take pictures. I just don't.
And you don't want to be rude too. With like there's so many people involved, people in the background.
That too. And then we were really seriously admonished against taking pictures that except use the wall as a backdrop. But that's impossible. And a lot of people don't necessarily want their mugs plastered on Facebook as being at a Church of Satan event. Okay, well, there's only people get excited. It's hard to control. It's not that they're being mean and they want to out you for being in this group, but they're just excited. They're excited about the event, and they want to take a picture with Neil Smith, because God knows, wouldn't you? Everybody want to take a picture with Neil Smith. So, of course. Yeah.
So how do you, as far as your daily life, we all interact with different kinds of people, and you got some people that you can be completely open with, and, a lot of times we have people that we can't be completely open with, or we think it's best not to. How do you decide, maybe who you want to let in on these sort of things?
Yeah, when's a good time to talk about Satanism?
Yeah.
By Judy Blume.
By Judy Blume. Yeah. That's a really cool question. I am very fortunate in that I can be completely out about everything that I do. I do have a job, and they do know that that's what I do, but it's a pretty cool job, and it's working at a place where they knew me before I started working there. And I didn't make a big deal out of the Satan thing. But and a lot of the people the people that I work with didn't know when I started, but it's no big deal. And so that's a really big bonus for me. I am very public. I do lectures. I get interviewed. I do TV shows. I do all kinds of things. I perform weddings. I do whatever. And I lecture at universities. And so I'm really fortunate that I get to be, and I'm Ruth 666 everywhere. And and so, you know, that's my email address. That's I blog under that. And so, I'm on OkCupid as Ruth 666.
Nice.
Which is definitely a little.
What about Christian Mingle?
No Christian Mingle. No, and no J date.
J date.
But I have to say, dating in particular is the weirdest of all. When is it okay to talk about your Satanism?
Yeah.
Because it's both the single driving force of my nature and philosophy, and also nothing at all, no big deal. You know, I'm not one of those cape and candle nitwits, and I don't have black candles, and I don't do any of that stuff. You know, I'm not outwardly. I mean, I am outwardly satanic for those of us who know what that means.
Right.
But for the general populace, no, I'm not a goth. So
right, yeah,
but, So you know, you go on this date with somebody, and what do you say? Do you tell them right away? Because if it's a deal breaker, you don't want to waste any more time with this guy. But if it isn't a deal breaker, or you know, it's been very strange, because I definitely feel goofy talking about it. I feel like if I bring it up right away, they're going to think that that I am this case, that I have robes, you know, and which I do not. Right. I have a bathrobe, though. It's quite nice. But so, you know, what do you do if you tell the guy? Then and I have I've done both things. I've told the guy, and I've not told the guy. One guy was I told him. And he was a Secret Service agent, or so he claimed, because I believe nothing. He knew some of the. You get two responses. You get the blank stare. I never heard of the Church of Satan. I know what you're talking about. And then you get the, that's that Anton LaVey guy? That's that San Francisco guy. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But and then they want to interview you. But this Secret Service dude was so creepy. He starts bashing on Dr. LaVey.
Smart move.
Very smart move. Gonna get you laid. Not by me. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. And I was really uncomfortable, because I've never, ever, I don't think, been put in the position where I had to defend Anton LaVey as a human being or a philosopher or anything like that. And this guy was just going on, and he was just really a douchebag. And I just was like, I was completely shocked, and I just kind of made an excuse and left, you know, and then that was the end of it. And then he was all, you know, let's get together again. And I said, you know what, I just don't think we're a good fit. But what part of you attack somebody that I've aligned myself? And Dr. LaVey was a friend of mine, in addition to being somebody that I look up to philosophically. He was a good friend of mine.
Right.
So how on earth do you start dating somebody by basically saying, hey, you know, I know your dad and he's an asshole. Or he's a real jerk. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Thanks.
But I had another guy who knew who Dr. LaVey was, mentioned him by name, and actually knew a bit of the philosophy. And he said, so this Church of Satan thing was just a thing for him to get chicks, right? I said, yeah, it probably was a side effect of it, certainly. Yeah. And it wasn't something that he shied away from. But there's actually a core philosophy there that makes a lot of sense. And that's why it's been around for 50 years and didn't just fade away when he did. And the guy, he just wouldn't let go of it. Just wouldn't let go. Well, of course, it's all just a scam, right? Yeah. Do you think you're making points with me? I can't see it. But
well, I mean, that just shows you naturally the IQ level of the guys that you're dating. These two particular guys, that obviously don't know how to talk to a woman. So
right. Right.
You don't start with insults, folks. Let's just start with that. Okay.
Yeah, of anybody. Yeah, but it was just so crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Do I tell them? Do I not tell them? And some of them they'll send me messages at OkCupid, and I'll look at their profile, and they say, one of them actually says, "I'm a God-fearing man." I'm just like, why are you even looking at me?
Oh God.
Well, because boobs. I mean, let's be
Oh
honest.
yeah. That's yeah.
There's
Because
that.
tits.
Yep.
Yeah. There was definitely that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is an interesting conundrum. I'm sure you guys have the same thing about who you talk to about it and who you don't, because it's completely insignificant or not. And I just tell people, if you know me, you know what a Satanist is. If you like me, you like Satanism. If you agree with what with my general vibe and outlook on life, Weltanschauung, if you will. Oh, I love using that word, and you don't get to very often. But yeah, if you dig me, then that's what Satanism is. But I'm constantly being surprised by friends who've known me for a very long time and know me well, just completely missing the mark. And and sending me stories from the news. Of course, you guys get this too. All the fucking temple of satanic whatchamacallit, the hoodly doodly hoodzits. Oh, that's you guys, right? No. And I've actually decided to stop even explicating on this. Yeah. Because it makes me sound or feel anyway like a goofball, like some kind of religious fanatic. Oh, that's not us. That like in Christmas Story when they go to shop for the Christmas tree and he says, this one isn't going to drop the needles, and the salesman says, no, that's them balsams. Yeah, that's them. It's too much trouble to say. And the way I express it is that, how the people who believe in that Jesus guy, there's regular Catholics, and then there's like snake handlers and people who speak in tongues. There's factions and versions of every religion and kooks in every religion, and we got our own just like everybody else. And anybody can call himself a Christian, and anybody can call himself a Satanist. So we're in the same boat. But I've really stopped, even when they say, oh, you got your statue up in Oklahoma. That's not us.
Yeah.
But I have to say, much as I really, those guys bug me for obvious reasons that I'm sure you guys have already discussed over and over.
Yeah.
They
And
aren't wrong. Yeah, and still, I'm going to say something. They aren't particularly wrong. I don't hate the idea of, if there's going to be a nativity scene, then every religion should be recognized. Everybody should have a say, or there shouldn't be any. And of course, my immediate preference is there shouldn't be any, because the Constitution very clearly separates church and state. There should be no 10 commandments on the courthouses. There should be none of that horse shit anywhere.
Hell, only 2 of them are laws in this country.
Right, but that stance is more of a secular view than a satanic view, right? Right. Okay.
Right, but I can be all those things.
Right.
Well, and that's how I tend to look at it, is like, as far as like, them trying to get the statue, or to trying to get the 10 Commandments down by putting theirs up. My opinion on it was that I really didn't care that there was a 10 Commandments statue there, but I sure as hell don't mind that it's gone.
Well, that's exactly it. And 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Well, they
That's
did.
The thing
Just
about
to be clear,
putting the satanic thing there.
They didn't get it removed, though. It was that well, I can't think of it right now.
It was actually an atheist group.
Atheist
that did it,
United,
Atheist
I think.
group. Yeah. So they.
Yeah. Whom I dig.
They didn't do anything.
No, but and the whole thing
but
about,
I'm just saying
we want hours there. First of all, they're freaking children, and that statue is disgusting.
Oh.
But 2 wrongs don't make a right. Our thing doesn't belong there, whether or not it's even our thing. But none of it belongs there. That is a secular view, but it's also a satanic view that no. You guys don't get to put your God. I'm still one of those idiots who wants to take "In God We Trust" off the money. So
yeah, it should be.
It should be. It only went on in the 50s. People don't realize that it went on in the Eisenhower administration, because they wanted to keep people
I thought
scared.
it was just born there.
No, he was not born there. Although the Illuminati eye in the pyramid certainly has been on the dollar bill since day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not fighting that at all. So I love that.
No, right.
Yeah, our nation was founded by kooks and masons and kooky masons. And I'm super cool with that.
Kooky
right.
monsters.
Kooky.
Watch your mouth. I'm a Freemason.
Yeah?
Yes,
Excellent.
of course. But
Excellent. I collect all that Masonic stuff. My dad is a Mason, or was a Mason. He's quite dead.
oh, okay. Yeah, I have tons of it here.
Mm,
I'm a 32nd degree.
really?
Ruth, let me ask
Yeah,
you
pretty
about
cool.
that, since we were kind of talking about who you tell things to. As far as your family, how are they about you being a Satanist?
Oh,
Or
they're all dead.
do they know?
I'm very happy to say. I was cleared of all charges, by the way, just so it's on the record. Now I have a brother, and he's super fine with it. We're good friends, and he's just but we're both complete atheists, and always have been, and he's kind of, I don't know, I shouldn't say bad things about him. He's kind of a weirdo, but gee whiz, my brother be a weirdo, somebody related to me be a weirdo. We're differently weird sometimes, though, so that's just sibling whatever. But no, he couldn't give a crap about it, and he's all there is. So yeah.
Everybody's got a weird one in their family. It just happens to be me and mine, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm the weird one in mine, but yeah, my brother's pretty normal. So, but yeah, he couldn't give two shits about it, and I think he probably thinks it's cool. We really don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of people that I need to worry about finding out. My job is no, and family no, and even friends, anyone who's close to me absolutely knows.
Jeff
Absolutely
Goldblum?
knows. I haven't talked about it with Jeff. I've not talked about it with Jeff, but I guess I'm pretty sure he suspects. I love how much everybody loves that I'm friends with Jeff Goldblum.
Well, you put the pictures up there, of course.
Yeah.
No,
He's
I'm
brilliant. He's brilliant.
completely
Everything
in
he's
love
done
with
was
him.
awesome. Yeah, he's great.
I'm completely in love with him. He's awesome.
Jeff listens to the show. He told me so.
Does he?
He couldn't
Awesome.
wait.
Well, he knows.
We told him you
He
were
knows.
coming up. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, he knows. He knows
Yeah,
how
right.
I feel. He knows how I feel. Yeah, he's a very cool guy, and he smells good.
Really? Does he smell like Irish Spring? What is it?
I don't know what he smells like, but I'm not a fragrance fan usually.
He's a man. He smells like a man.
He smells like a man. Yes.
Nice.
Yes, he does.
Sawdust and motor oil.
Yeah, grease. I got grease on me because I was cleaning my bicycle.
Yeah.
Something very sexy about that grease.
Chain grease.
That bike.
That bike. Yeah, it's possessing me.
Can you get a selfie of you riding it? We got to get that.
I'll try.
Be careful. Be
Yeah,
careful.
I almost fell. I got it from this guy off Craigslist. I go. It's a mile from my house. I walk there because I'm confident. So I go and I walk there and I get on the bike to come home and I realize, okay, I don't have a helmet. First of all, the helmets did not exist when the last time I was anywhere near a bicycle.
Right.
So, and I just think they're lame because they look really
Dorky.
flimsy and dorky and just dumb. And I just and I know that if that your head is very important, and certainly when you ride in a city, even as the People's Republic of Santa Monica, where we have lots of bike lanes, and it's just so hippie and crunchy here. It's crazy.
I got hit by a car in LA, so yeah, in Studio City, so yeah.
Shit. Were you in a car or were you walking or on a bicycle?
No, I was on a bike.
Motorcycle. Oh,
I was on my
bike.
on a bicycle.
Whoa, wait. That's your other bike accident?
Uh-oh.
That wasn't my fault.
We didn't hear about that
The guy pulled out in traffic without looking both ways. So.
Oh shit.
Dorian hasn't had much luck on bikes.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't tell me any bad, scary bike stories because I have to.
No. I
have
mean,
to do it.
this guy was going 2 miles. He was just pulling out, so he just didn't even look
what I
and
mean.
just hit my car. And he was.
So he didn't hit you very hard, is what you're saying.
No, I ended up
Crybaby.
kicking, jumping off the hood of his car. But I just.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Yeah.
I got hit by a car a million years ago. I was on foot. But it was totally my fault. And I bounced off the hood of this guy's car. Oh my God. It was kind of cool, actually. He felt very bad.
Yeah.
He was really cute. He was a heart surgeon. He gave me a tetanus shot.
He wanted to stick you. Anyway, the guy from Craigslist, did he know you were a Satanist?
No, I did not mention that to him in the brief exchange we had about the bicycle. But I had to ride it home, and I almost fell. I haven't been on a bicycle in a very long time. And don't say it's like riding a bicycle. I know you want to. But,
here's the weirdest thing, and maybe it's just because when you're young, you just have no fear. But like when I was a kid, I could ride my bike all over the neighborhood with no hands, even go around corners and stuff. I can't do that anymore. I can't figure out.
Well, has there been a lapse in bicycle ridery? Because I used
absolutely.
to do that too, but I certainly wouldn't try anything like that until I get comfortable riding the bicycle.
I'm comfortable now. I ride it a lot now, but I still can't do. I don't know. My balance is different, or
as you age, you're
getting. I have I've got a family to take care of, and like when you're
you got shit to lose. Yeah,
your equilibrium's off.
Yeah.
Huh? His equilibrium's off when you get older.
Something.
Oh God, I hope that's not true. I'm 112.
You look amazing.
But yeah, I sleep in a hyperbaric chamber. So.
Wow. Nice.
And I drink the blood of virgins. Just like I could find one.
I know.
Where are you gonna find one there? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so what else do you want to know? Tell me. Ask me anything.
Just keep talking.
Satanic. This is very, very satanic. People are good. Well, you know what? I used to live in a very, 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 very bad place, and I couldn't sleep because all the neighbors were noisy and obnoxious, and I used to have to listen to sleep hypnosis on headphones at night. And I'm telling you, this podcast could probably be added to that list. I don't think anybody's still listening.
What do you think? You saying our show sucks? Is that
I'm saying that I may not be your best choice of guest.
No, you're awesome.
This is really what it is about. It's about seeing what we're actually what Satanists are actually like, and that we like to laugh. And our show is definitely about having fun. So okay. We absolutely we like this.
Oh, good, because I really would hate to be the person who ruined the podcast. And
no, that's impossible.
Okay.
It'll be us. Don't worry about it.
We will be our own demise.
In fact, you're a trendsetter. Everybody's going to be using the words church group from now on.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope that catches on because it's so much fun. This happened. Here's the evolution of this because everybody's going to want to use it and they're going to want to know the evolution of it. I was in Santa Barbara with my friend Frank, who is not in our church group, but has been a friend of mine since college. So, forever, longer than both of you guys have been alive. We were sitting in Santa Barbara, which for people who have not been to Santa Barbara, it is the whitest of the white and the richest of the rich and the snobbiest of the snobs. And it's everything is wheat colored and perfect. And we were sitting in a restaurant on the water, having a lovely cocktail and some sort of salady thing. And I was talking to Frank about, and he said, your church group. And I said, oh, yes, my church group. And it was just like, the ray of light came down and shone upon me. And I was, oh, yes, I'll be using that forever. So that is the evolution of our church group.
I always have customers look at my picture of me and Magistra Gilmore, actually, on the wall at the shop, and people will go, oh, is that you and your dad? And I'm like, yeah. It's me and my dad.
Your beards look alike, yeah.
Yeah, well, all you white people look alike. Yeah. I have some pictures of me and Doctor, but nobody's ever asked if it was my dad.
Yeah, you know what? That's something we could talk about, because there's a lot of people that there's a lot of Satanists that wish that they could have met Anton LaVey. Of course, I mean,
well,
maybe
he's been gone a while.
Yeah, that sucks. But maybe you can give us a little bit about the whole experience of being around him and what it was like and what he was like and things like that.
Well, he was the coolest guy. He was kind of a dick, but he wasn't ever a dick to
Sounds
me.
Like me.
Yeah, I mean, God, how do you even say this? He made you work for it, but it was always worth it. And once we met, and like it was just like immediate love. It was he was the funniest guy. And when people ask me what he was like, I think that I always used to say that he was just funny. He was really, really fun to talk to because he was funny, and people don't expect that given, I'm the Black Pope. But he was hilariously funny, and he loved a good joke, a dirty joke, a lame joke, things that I call uncle jokes, those just lame, shitty, corny jokes. Yeah. And he used to tell me these uncle jokes, and I just had an unlimited capacity for them. I loved them. And Can
you tell us one?
No, I can't tell a joke. I am the joke murderer.
You're like, no. Anyway.
No, I don't remember any of them. And the ones I do remember, when I try to tell them, I'm the joke murderer. I'm a funny person, but I cannot tell a joke.
All right.
So I'm sorry.
So go on.
It's just gotta be natural. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I quickly learned what he liked and what he was into, and so there was a catalog which may or may not still exist called the Vermont Country Store or Company Store. It was a catalog of just old lady underwear and a bunch of other shit, but he dug that ugly shit, that like white girdles and crap. And if you have not read The Satanic Witch, which when
What's
I brought him a copy. I got a copy. I got a hardcover, first edition of it, and I brought it to him. And I feel really weird about asking people to sign things. I just don't. I mean, they're my friends. What am I going to ask? Oh, John, next time I see you, I'm going to get your autograph. And Dorian, will you sign my ass? No.
Yes.
Yes, he will. But so I bring him this book, and I said, I have to confess. I said I haven't read it. Because I hadn't read any. That's another story. But I hadn't read any of his stuff. But I said I haven't read this. He said, "Oh, Ruth, don't worry. It's just a book about you." So, so and he wrote something really nice in there. I think one of the most prurient witches around, or something. Really, he wrote something very sweet. But yeah, with the Satanic Bible, I hadn't read that. I mean, I certainly knew what it was. I certainly knew who he was, and I was introduced to him through mutual friends. And so when I finally got to meet him, I felt a little weird about not having read anything he'd written. I certainly knew who he was, but I just didn't see the need to read the Satanic Bible because I'm not a joiner. I'm an atheist. I didn't need any of that shit, and I don't believe in the devil. So finally, I mean, years into our friendship, I actually read the book. I felt comfortable enough and curious enough. Well, you know what? I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to read it. And I got to the Enochian keys, and I was like, oh, this is just bullshit. I'm not reading anymore. But so I don't need that mumbo jumbo shit. So so the next time I saw him, I said, hey, guess what? And he said, what? I said, you'll never guess what book I read. And he goes, I don't know. What'd you read? And I said, I read that Satanic Bible book. And he said, really? What'd you think of it? I said, I thought it was pretty good. It was nothing I couldn't have written myself. And that was the best thing you could have said to him. He was like, you totally get it. And that's, that whole thing of the kind of the hero worship that other religions have. That's why we don't have that, because he didn't want it. He didn't need it. Peter Gilmore is a guy. I mean, he's a guy that we should respect, and there is stratification, and we should not consider him to be our peer. We shouldn't go up and say, hey, Pete, and punch him in the arm. But
right.
but on an intellectual level, we are our own creators of everything. So why shouldn't I write the Satanic Bible? Why shouldn't the highest compliment I can pay the author of a book to say that's something that so resonates with me that if I'd sat down to write my thoughts out, that's what I'd write.
Awesome.
Excellent. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and he dug it. Mm-hmm.
At what point from there did you end up actually becoming a member?
Oh,
because
he
you obviously met him first, and that's and then afterwards you became.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him. I hung out with him a couple of times, and then one time when I was leaving Blanche handed me this envelope on the way out, and I was like, oh, it's a lovely party gift. What the hell? And I opened it up, and I was a priestess. So he jumped me in and bumped me up. So I don't know anything. Here I am, a magistra in this thing of ours, and I don't know anything about the process of climbing our ladder. Well, one big reason is I don't care about that stuff. I don't think it's important. I don't think titles. I think that I respect people's titles, and I respect the work that goes into getting those titles. But I don't think that the pursuit of a title is satanic.
Right.
Exactly.
So I don't. That may be a paradox or contradiction. But no, I don't think that that I'm doing this so I can get to be a priestess or a warlock or a magistra or whatever.
Right.
But I'm certainly very grateful for my title, and I take it. I take it very seriously. I really, really do.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, I don't take myself seriously because you can't. So
Sure.
So if I make fun of magistra, if I roll my eyes when I say yes, I'm a magistra, but if you say it and you're critical, I'm gonna come down on you like a ton of fucking bricks. Oh, why is she a magistra? Because fuck you. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But he was terrific. He was always fun to talk to. He was interesting and interested is what I always like to say about him, because you never knew what you were going to talk about when you showed up there. And he could talk about cars. He was super into cars, and I'm super into cars. And we would talk all night about cars or movies or just, weird, that Johnson Smith catalog, all the whoopee cushions and all that crazy shit. He loved all that shit. And he really, towards the end of his life, he was just kind of done. He'd been tilting at windmills for just a long time. And I think he was satisfied with, he created a total environment for himself, that house. And that house was fucking powerful magic. That place. Yeah. I'm really glad it's gone. And I'll tell you why. Because when he died, there was a lot of effort to save the house, keep the house for Blanche, buy the house for the church, do all kinds of crazy things. The house was in disrepair. And I say that with love.
Right.
The fucking place was falling down.
I get it, right.
But even without that, completely irrespective of that, that was his house. And the idea of anyone else, me included, living in that house was just so wrong. I could not get behind that at all. And when there were efforts to do fundraising, and funds were raised, and those funds were returned, but when the word came down that the place was going to be destroyed, nobody was happier than me. That's my magic at work, because I wanted that place gone and the earth salted. And God help those people who live in that ridiculous, hideous fourplex that's in its place now. Have you seen it? Have you seen pictures of it?
Yes.
It's monstrous. I've driven by it, and it's just wrong. But he's gone.
Right.
His magic and our magic is gone from that space. Right. So I'm very happy about that. But do you really want to think about Marilyn Manson in there snorting coke or some other bullshit? I don't.
Yeah. All right.
And I met Marilyn Manson at that house, and he was very nice. But do you really want somebody else using his toilet? I don't.
Right.
No, yeah. Totally get it. I totally get what you're saying. Yeah.
So it was fun. I mean, I would do things like I would show up there. He had his proclivities. He liked fallen women. And he was all about the whole law of the forbidden, what you're not supposed to see. And so I would meticulously rip stockings brand new stockings that I would buy to wear to see him, and then just trash them. And I got this awful white oh God, it was horrible. It was this weird girdle thing with garters that hung off of it, and from that Vermont country store catalog, and it was awful. It was a horrible thing. But so I got that, and then and he liked the black stockings, so I would get the black stockings. But yeah, I would carefully rip them, not in an obvious place, so he'd have to look for it. But he did, and I knew he would. I knew he would. So we understood each other perfectly. But one night I was sitting there in the living room, him and Blanche, and we were all talking, and I went to cross my leg, and the garter popped. It snapped off. Yeah. And even I didn't plan that. But I thought he was going to have a heart attack. It was just if you have to ask me my best moment with him, that might be it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And I spent time in the Den of Iniquity with him playing that Hammond organ, and now you're gonna make me cry. So we have to talk about kittens now. But he was a great guy. I miss him.
Oh,
very cool.
Don't let me cry on the podcast, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about something else.
Okay, I'll talk about this. Jimmy Gunn, because he was going to be interviewed for next week.
Yeah,
he still might.
He just isn't he?
Well, I don't know, but
Trust me, he's delicious.
He said I crashed my mountain bike yesterday.
I know. I've seen.
Yeah, he's got some gnarly pictures he sent me.
He's got some great stitches. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you making fun of him too?
No, I'm not making fun of him. I'm saying just be awesome. Careful on your bike. Get a dorky helmet.
That's right. Oh, I have the helmet. Oh, I have a motorcycle helmet. I have the helmet from when I used to ride a motorcycle. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's chrome. Have you not seen it in my Facebook?
I did.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I realized, because I was like, shit, now I gotta go buy a fucking helmet, and they're hundreds of dollars, and they're awful. I mean, it would be okay if they were hundreds of dollars and they were awesome and really cool, but they're horrible, and they don't instill any confidence in me. They're all just that weird waffle weave, and they're all open and airy, and I don't think if my head hits the pavement, that's really gonna do anything for me.
You don't have to spend hundreds though on those.
Really? Well, I'm not spending shit. I'm using the chrome one that I got here.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but now I have to buy a lock because unless I never want to get off the bicycle, I certainly can't. Yep. I need a lock.
Absolutely.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, listen. I mean, this was amazing.
Have we done it?
We've done it. I think we've done it. I think we. Let's end on a good note.
Just get really bored and
no, not at all. Not at all.
You have to floss your teeth or use the neti pot or something.
I gotta wash my hair.
Yeah.
Hey, those things work. They are as effective as they are weird.
No, well, what else do you want to talk about? You want to stay on?
I don't know. No, I mean, if
you're like, no.
If you're no, well, I look, you guys. This is your
not now.
Show. This is your show. I mean, we can speak privately about the neti pot if you'd like, but
everyone's gonna want to hear it now.
I don't think you want to hear it. But yeah, if Jimmy Gunn is coming up my rear, you'll pardon the expression.
Wow.
He is just yummy.
I know. I was telling Ruth in a text. I said Jimmy might be on before you, and you said he could be on top of me.
Oh yeah, I said you could put Jimmy Gunn on top of me anytime.
Oh, that's awesome.
Any day of the week. Oh wait, he's going to hear this. No, I didn't say any of these things. I have a purely chaste intention with you, sir, as a friend and only a friend.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the boobs you're looking for. No.
Hey, he knows you're a Satanist.
Yeah. I've known him for quite a while. He's very sweet.
He's a good wonderful dude.
But he's also yummy, and and women listen to the podcast, right? So
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, cool. Well, I hope. So I haven't bored you or broken the podcast.
Not at all. No, but we have to ask you one more question before you go.
Oh, absolutely. What does Satan mean to you? I think that's. Oh man. Well, if you're like the dating boys and turn this into an interview, Satan represents the adversary. For me, Satan is the says who button on the universe. I don't believe in Satan, obviously, but I do think that there's really 3 words in the English language and only 3 words that still have impact. And those 3 words are nigger, cunt, and Satan. Right? So what Satan means to me is it's always going to get a reaction. And I don't use the first word, except in example. I use the second word a lot. I think cunt is fun to say, but also because it's shocking, because it does get a rise out of you. And Satan is the same thing. Satan definitely will get somebody's attention. It is the E.F. Hutton, for those of you old enough to remember what that is. It's a conversation stopper. It definitely, and when people ask me, well, why don't you just say secular humanist or any of those? Because I mean, every single person. Why do you have to say Satan if you don't believe in the devil? Because it's a litmus test. If I'm willing to be ridiculous and say I'm a Satanist, then that's going somewhere. That's saying something. And Satan definitely gets a response. And I love all the things about Satan. I love the imagery. I love all the fun Satan gets to have. I put up a song, The Devil Ain't Lazy, that song on Facebook, and it's a Bob Wills song, and people who have not been party to my Facebook post should look it up. It's on YouTube. It's Bob Wills, and it's The Devil Ain't Lazy, and it's a great song, and it's the joy of life is, I think, what Satan represents to me is just joy.
Excellent.
That was really up there as one of the greats, that answer.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you.
I love the says who button. I love that.
Yeah, it totally is.
That's going to definitely increase my skepticism. That's awesome.
Good, because that's what you should have.
Yeah.
That like when I said that's the guy who told me he's a Secret Service agent, or so he claims. I'm a
porn star. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. Whatever. But yeah,
Fuck
it's just
naked.
It's I am bolt upright.
Right.
All right, well, I will keep talking until you cut me off. So you're probably going to have to cut me off. But this was super fun. I'm so glad. I want to thank you guys both for inviting me and including me and indulging me. And yay.
It was a great time.
Thanks for being on here. And feel free to come on anytime. If you ever want to,
feel free to come anytime.
Say something on the show. If you want to announce something, if you want to,
well, when
just
the
get on
Satanic
just to say.
Warlock is because I'm hard at work editing the Satanic Warlock. Getting it ready for our October 31st release date.
Nice.
So you putting my drawings in there yet?
Yes, Bob sent me the drawings today. In fact.
Oh, cool.
So
any of my answers included?
I can neither confirm nor deny any content beyond the illustrations. Thank you very much.
Great.
So because I'm still in the editing process, so I don't. The real answer is I don't know, but probably. But yeah,
we would. That'd be awesome if you come on to talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm in printer hell right now, messing with pitting one against the other for print quotes and all that other delightful fun stuff that publishers do. So
awesome.
But I got some cool samples today, and I think the book's going to look really good. That's my goal here, is to make the book look really nice. And the other books that I've published I've been very proud of those books. And I want to continue along those lines. And Bob and I are a really good team. I'm really enjoying working with him. So,
well, we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to having you on again. Maybe.
Well,
soon.
Anytime you want. If all I have to do is run my mouth, then I can do that anytime.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful time, and give my love to Jimmy.
Okay. Until next time. Hail Satan.
All right. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.